Hey, how you guys doing? This your girl, Cigar Lady Annette.
And Becky with Cigar Damas. How y'all doing?
Also known as Barbie.
Oh, yes.
Today.
Got my Barbie.
That's cute.
I feel like, though, I'm probably more like a middle-aged plus-size Barbie. I think they need to make dolls that reflect real women, you know.
I think they started doing that. I think they said Barbie at what she would look like at this age.
That's good. We need one with a little pooch. Give us a Barbie with a pooch, and that's totally me.
So, guys, we missed last month's show, which I think last year we missed June and July, or July and August. So, yeah, so we're right on the schedule for our missing shows.
Yes. But I apologize, but I've had a lot going on, which I can't share what it is yet.
Yeah,
but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah. Why I've been kind of a little MIA.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it's okay. Sometimes you need a little break, and you know, with the hurricanes going on. All kinds of stuff going on here. Last year we had a lot of issues with the rain.
Yeah, we did actually. I remember, but it feels like we're getting a lot more rain this year.
Oh my God, a lot.
And there's a lot of flooding going on.
St. Pete, did you see that recently?
Yes,
I was like,
and did you see like in Tampa area? What is that? Dale
Mabry.
I saw flooding there, and then we go down Dover Road a lot to go over to I-4 and all that. And they had to shut the road because it was so flooded.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We have like almost every day there's like a storm that comes through and lasts for about 30 minutes, and not just rain. I'm talking a full downpour storm,
like downpour, like drenching.
Yeah,
like crazy. And so much rain so fast.
Yeah, because my ditch still has water, and it's usually gone right after it rains. So I'm like, what's going on here?
It's been pretty bad, but you know what? Rain is good, so we'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a topic that she and I were going to talk about before because we experienced it. And I experienced it again. And it made me think about bringing this up. And that is what we experienced at the new lounge with the customer service.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I have this thing, and I've talked to several people, so I know it's not just me. When I use an ashtray, I don't mind my ash, but I don't want to walk into a cigar lounge and put my cigar when an ashtray is full of shit. What do you think?
Yeah, and we experienced that because we were talking about how often should someone come around and check on you? How often should the ashtrays be? You know, and I think if someone's been sitting somewhere for an hour, you know that ashtray is going to be full, especially if it's more than one person. And it depends on how many people. If there's like 3 or 4 and they're all using one ashtray, you need to do it before an hour.
So let me tell you, so this was a new lounge. So we were just saying that maybe the young lady who was the bartender, she wasn't aware. So of course, me being me, stood up and was like, hey, anybody going to empty this ashtray? But the company lost money because she should have been coming around and say, hey, can I refill your drink?
She could have sold more on, she could have actually sold more drink wise. She could have, emptying the ashtray and just checking on us. But I feel like maybe she was just a bartender, and a lot of times, which is why we kind of overlooked it and gave a pass. A lot of times bartenders, that's all they do. They don't go out and deal with the public. They just tend the bar, make the drinks.
Exactly.
So we may have been, and a lot of times bartenders that have not worked in a lounge are not aware of how a lounge is ran.
So it's just bad management. Basically, it wasn't, I don't think it was necessarily their fault. Yes. However, recently I was at a lounge that...
Is it one you've been to before?
Yes.
Okay.
Over and over and over again, I walk in and I'm like, what the hell? Every single ashtray is full, cups, glasses. And I was like, so we just not going to clean up around here?
See, and I don't get that because common sense, I would hope, tells you, like, even if I go to a restaurant, I'm not going to sit down somewhere if they have not cleaned the table. Same rule applies to me at a cigar lounge, I would think, wouldn't you? Like, okay, we want people to come in and sit down. Not, number one, I'm thinking, because people will leave drinks and they're not even empty. They will leave cigars that are not fully smoked. I don't even know if someone's sitting there, number one. Right. So I don't even know if I can sit there because I'm like, oh, is someone still sitting here and smoking or what's going on, And I would think, because I used to wait tables back in the day. I like to get them in there. I like to take care of them, because if I took care of people correctly, I made good money. And so I'm always confused when the service is bad at a lounge.
Right. Well, they're not really making no tip money. However, that's not the point. The
I don't
point
know.
is,
Some of us tip.
Some do. Especially like the bartender. Now, there's two bartenders that are awesome. They come out always, hey, can I get you anything? They're always awesome. But this one employee, this new employee, he is horrible. And he told me one time, I was like, so you're just not going to empty the ashtrays? He's like, well, it's not the end of the evening. I was like, huh? Dude, I said, you have to empty them when they're full.
But do you think maybe you were the only person who told him that? Or where this lounge is, he should have been known, because you know the people who run it. Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
He was told. Just some people just, I don't know.
So you feel it was more laziness than it was not knowing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I feel like, it's ashes. No one wants a bunch of ashes.
So I even asked. I said, do you guys have a problem putting your cigar in a dirty ashtray? And the girl was like, oh no, I'll get up and I'll go empty. I said, no. So one of the guys was about to. I said, don't touch nothing. Empty all these ashtrays. They just be looking.
And I've done that. They just be
looking at me. I'm like,
I've emptied an ashtray, but it was at times where like maybe a huge event going on. And the staff is just running wild. So I'm like, I don't mind that. Yeah. But if you're over there talking in the corner and you're not checking on me about drinks, which I just think is common. That's what you're a server, and not to like downgrade what people do, because I used to do it, but I understood my job was to serve them.
I was a server.
My job was to make sure everything they needed was taken care of.
Absolutely.
And so that is where you make your money. That is where you get repeat customers. That is where you get those upsells.
Right.
So I just, unless it's because they don't know, there's really no excuse.
I've said it 3 times now. You think by now one would know, or at least when one see me coming in, they'd automatically start running.
At least they would at least have one for you at reserve on the table.
I even said, man, I don't have nowhere to put my ashtray because not one of these are clean. No. This ding dong just
which is mind blowing to me, that every ashtray. Sometimes it can happen. Someone get up and leave just before you. They haven't gotten over there. That's understandable. But every ashtray.
I was like, and he just was like,
oh, so he's enjoying his cigar.
So of course I went and told the manager. I was like, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know when I walk into a lounge, sometimes I'm probably the owner's either worst nightmare or
biggest fan,
because I will either start cleaning up or
Yeah, see, and I don't mind that. Like I said, if they're busy or something, I'm not like rude, and I'm not like snap fingers. I need waited on. I'm not that chick. But I feel like when I walk in, I need to know a table's available. It needs to be clean. The ashtrays need to be empty.
Take care of people. So.
And if you're sitting there, someone needs to come by, and when they bring your drinks, if they see your ashtray is dirty, they clean it for you,
So no, it was even worse is like, you wipe it out. No, he'll dump it and put it right back down. Girl be having like, I just started laughing. I was like, oh my God.
You're like, here, let me show you how it's done.
I'm like, whatever. I just.
Well, there you go. Maybe you can open a business training future lounge employees.
Yeah.
So if anybody needs anyone, right here.
So let me tell you. So when I had my restaurant, I used to do customer service training to the employees, and so that was what my job was. My job was customer service. So I always tell people, like, you would never know what's really going on with me, because once I go into business, mode, I stay in that mode. I separate the two. Like, I used to have to always tell, like, whatever is going on at home, that has nothing to do with here.
Yeah.
So I used to do.
But and that's facts though. People do not want to. I mean, let's be real. Most people, when they say hi, how are you, they don't really care.
No.
They're just making conversation.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's the truth. I mean, there's some that really do. But you have to put on a different face, and you have to be smiling. You have to be, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
But unless you have a regular, you know, I've been to places where I know somebody and I'm like, girl, you okay? Or whatever, you know,
So-
because that's a whole different thing. Because then
Yeah.
I consider if I'm coming back and repeating my place, my business over there, then I become more like family to you. So I do care if you're having a rough day or something. Look,
Right,
you're
right,
having a
that's-
bad day.
yeah.
Let me hop in here and help you, honey.
Well, that's different because if I would be smiling, then I'd be like, you know, I might come put my head on you, and then I might tell you what's going on or whatever. I mean, you have those people that you know,
Yeah, that you know.
you can talk to. So let me tell you real quick before we get off this thing. So my calls are being monitored, right? Certain calls are being monitored. So my supervisor, he said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this call." So it was a call I took yesterday. And I'm well big on customer service, but anytime somebody calls from New York and they're usually Italian, they're so aggressive, and I laughed. So as soon as he called in, I just started laughing because I knew.
You already knew the phone call?
Oh, I knew exactly. Yeah, I knew exactly what he was saying. So because the guy was like, you know, so I was laughing with him, and you know, he had like an 818 number, a 213 number, which is California, and so. We didn't really get too much work done, but I already knew he wasn't booking a cruise because what he wanted was out of New York and he wanted it for like a couple of weeks from now. And I automatically knew that was sold out. So my boss was like, well, why didn't you try to recommend him anything else? And I was like, man, I was trying to get him off the phone. It was hilarious. He had this accent.
Do you think New Yorkers are aggressive, or do you think that's just their personality?
No, New Yorkers are aggressive. Oh yeah, no.
My son-in-law is Russian.
Italian. Oh, Russian.
He's Russian. So a lot of times, even when I hear them speak Russian, it sounds like they're fighting, but it's just the tone of the language and the thing. So that's why I'm like, all right. Was it aggressive, or was it just how he talks?
No, that's just how he talks.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
Well, it's both, because when they want something, they want it.
Okay,
like,
got you.
You know, like, you get it for me right now. You know,
oh,
so
gotcha.
I've gotten so used to it over the years that I usually will throw a joke in there, but he could barely understand what I was saying. I could barely understand what he was saying, so he didn't get the joke. He's like, no, I really do live here in New York. I don't live in California. I was like, dude, you just missed that whole.
Just went right over your head. Right over.
So I just laughed.
It just flew right over.
So sometimes that customer service thing. But anyway, so let us know what you guys think. Like, comment, let us know what you guys think about when you guys go smoke at lounges. Do you have those lounges where people?
I'll have to say that is the only time I've ever experienced the bad service like that. But it was a brand new lounge.
Yeah.
I think it was someone who had just tended bar, and so therefore there was so much more grace. But I think any lounge I usually go to, especially in the Tampa area, they're so good about keeping it cleaned and picked up. So that was literally the first time I had dealt with that. That's why I said something, because I was like, literally, like, remember, I was like,
right.
I mentioned it to you, like, at some point are they gonna come clean this ashtray? Because we went up and got another one, remember, to change out, because we were like,
we just did that Saturday at the loft.
Oh, did you?
Yes, the lady kept passing, and so finally my friend was like, "Oh, forget it." Just went and got another ashtray and left that one there. Yes,
I am shocked because it's always such good service.
Yes,
over there.
This girl.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, she would look over, and ashtrays. You know, it's just a little tiny ashtray. The ashtray was full, and I was like, so he just went and got another ashtray
and said,
and just put it over there. And finally, like I think the son or the grandson or the nephew that works there, the young guy, he came and he looked over and he emptied it or whatever.
Okay, so maybe it's a new person. Yeah, because usually Solomon and everyone there is so good. I love going to the lounge. She was making
sure at the other ones were empty, so I don't know. Who knows what it was? She was a young girl. Who knows? Might have just been a bad day. But anyway, let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you experienced that, or let us know if it's just me that feels that your freaking ashtray should be empty when they're full.
Oh no, I agree with you.
Or when somebody 100%. Gets up and leave, if the person should come clean up that station.
Once someone leaves that table, drinks and ashtrays should be cleaned. Yeah. Just like you would in a restaurant. You bust a table. You just clean it and get it ready for the next person. Yeah, I just think that's common sense. So
let us know what you guys think, and we'll have another exciting topic for you next month, God willing.
And the creek don't dry.
Right.
Not around Tampa. Bye, y'all.